Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Boy, we were just saying before the show, what a nasty piece of work that Ron DeSantis is.
Yeah.
What a jerk. No wonder he was such a horrible candidate. He's so thin-skinned and nasty.
Defensive. He's defensive.
They weren't even gotcha questions.
Right.
Just Wall Street Journal saying, how much is it cost to rebuild? And like, he's just, Republicans. I just can't. Right? There's, who is it? Over 60 Democrats just signed a letter for Mike Johnson to call Congress back into session, right? To address aid for the hurricanes. No Republicans signed on to the letter.
Nope.
Even you assume a lot of their states are affected.
You think?
This is how thoroughly in the Donald Trump cult they are. Because God forbid they help people, that might help the Biden-Harris administration, right? Dark Brandon with zero left to give.
Yes.
I cannot, you know how much I already love Dark Brandon. And now, the fact that he calls Donald Trump just that hole on a daily basis. I didn't think my cockles could get any warmer.
Oh, there was another thing that I almost got where he was asked, so do you want to maybe ask Donald to apologize for this? And he went,
He just groaned.
he just went,
Yeah, he said, should you call him? And he's like,
he was,
all right. Here's the
For the
president.
last few weeks, there's been a reckless, irresponsible, and relentless promotion of disinformation and outright lies that are disturbing people. It's undermining confidence in the incredible rescue and recovery work that has already been taken and that will continue to be taken. And it's harmful to those who need help the most. There's simply no place for this to happen. Former President Trump has led the onslaught of lies. Assertions have been made that property is being confiscated. That's simply not true. They're saying people impacted by these storms will receive $750 in cash and no more. That's simply not true.
thank you.
Thank you. Went on to say,
They're saying the money is needed for this crisis is being diverted to migrants. What a ridiculous thing to say. It's not true. Now the claims are getting even more bizarre. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, a congresswoman of Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's got to stop. In moments like this, there are no red or blue states. There's one United States of America where neighbors are helping neighbors. Volunteers and first responders are risking everything, including their own lives, to help their fellow Americans. State, local, and federal officials are standing side by side. Let me repeat. No one should make the American people question whether their governments will make sure that this disaster when it strikes, they'll be there. We will, all of us.
by the way, I love the word he used when asked about this, un-American. How often do we say that?
Yep.
He just said, I've used the phrase more than I ever used in my whole career, un-American. It's un-American. The reporter said, if you consider calling Trump and asking him to stop, Biden just groaned and said, oh, come on.
Oh, man.
Has the man not been through enough? Really? You have to endure a phone call with Donald Trump. Oh, man.
Is that the one where he called Marjorie Taylor Greene stupid?
Well, he
Kind
said
of.
it's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. I mean,
Right, because he...
I think it kind of goes without saying.
Yeah, he said Marjorie Taylor Greene, the congresswoman from Georgia, is now saying the federal government is literally controlling the weather. We're controlling the weather. It's beyond ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's got to stop.
Yes, thank you.
That was forceful.
By the way, yesterday we played her saying how much taxes did they pay in the ice
You're going to
age.
keep going with that, are we?
And I told my
We're gonna
triumphant
keep
joke.
going with
They
that,
didn't
aren't
pay
we?
taxes then because all their assets were frozen. And can I just say, you know where
She's
I go to
gotten a
get
lot
my
of
love?
love for
You know
that.
where I get to get my love? Elsewhere. Not in here. Not in here where I get nothing.
You know what you have is a lot of people kissing your ass.
Yeah,
Yes!
Greg. Oh, really? Oh, anyone that thinks I'm funny is kissing my ass. Fine. Greg, thank you, Greg. Assets. I enjoyed it. And unlike your staff, I won't give you the cold
Staff.
shoulder.
Nice.
Your staff.
Nice.
You stepped on Greg's joke. Unlike
I
your
heard it.
staff, I won't give you the cold shoulder.
We heard it.
Could you give Greg his moment in the sun? And
We
you
heard
give
it.
me mine? Okay,
No.
fine.
No. Sorry, Greg.
So are we here? Let's see. Palm Reader tweeted, I laughed out loud at your punchline frozen assets, but I also love fart jokes, so I'm definitely your demographic. Love you, mama.
Okay.
Thank you. Emily, keep the jokes coming. Hashtag frozen assets. Frozen assets trending because of the love for mama out there. Not in here.
It's
out
not
there.
trending.
Okay.
Force me to work out.
Wow, you know how we always say the Sexy Liberal show blew the roof off the X place? We
Oh my
can't say that
God,
anymore. Oh my
no.
God.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Tampa Rays Stadium roof.
Tropicana Field?
And they
Yes.
had like people were being housed in
Yeah.
there
No
too.
one was
No one
injured,
was
thank
injured,
God.
but-
Yeah. Holy cow. All right, forget that. Should we? Never mind. There's no.
Well, I mean, when you have a fabric roof,
Yeah. Well, it's
Well, there's that.
yeah.
you
It
know,
wasn't graded for 11 billion miles an hour.
the Superdome in New Orleans, that had a solid roof, so that stayed.
Yeah.
Fabric roof.
All right. Can we get to the? This is 15. This is just the saddest. This is what
This
we've
is
been
so
talking
sad.
about. What the president's talking about. What Vice President Harris has been talking about. There are real world consequences to this lying, and this is so sad. It's a guy named Anthony being interviewed by Dan Abrams.
Let's go to Anthony in North Carolina. Anthony, how you doing? What do you got?
Hi, Dan. Thank you for taking my call. This situation is actually breaking up our family. My father-in-law lives just outside of Asheville, North Carolina, and he was badly damaged by Hurricane Helene. And he has refused all FEMA help because he's a hardcore Trumper. And he literally believes that if he accepts anything from FEMA, they're going to take his house.
Because that's what they're saying. They're
Yeah,
going to
they're
seize
saying
your
that,
house.
yeah.
And my wife is, I mean, we're literally, I mean, we're at the point where, like, screw them. I mean, if they're going to listen to Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity over us who have his best interest at heart, or my poor wife is like, to hell with him, screw him. And it sucks. It really sucks, Dan. And I don't understand how so many people are under the spell of this freaking con man. I don't understand it.
Same.
Ay. One last one.
We've sent him all the FEMA bulletins. We've sent him all the stuff from the fact checkers. He doesn't believe it. He thinks it's all, he just believes Trump. Literally, Dan, it's a cult. He's a cult member. I'm sorry to say it. He's a cult member. And he's my father-in-law, and it sucks. My poor wife is just, anyway, thank you for taking my call, Dan.
Anthony, thank you.
That's so
for sharing.
sad.
I'm really sorry.
I mean,
just-
I can't wait to talk to Dr. Redlener. Not only is he the founder of the Disaster Preparedness Center, but obviously a doctor. And it's just, it is this whole story, starting from Putin giving COVID tests to Trump, to just this anti-science, not believing experts, not believing the government. And by the way, they always used to say that the partisan stuff should all be suspended during a natural disaster
You'd
or at the
think.
water's edge. Republicans blew through that a long time ago. This isn't new.
Yes.
Donald Trump remember he told us to go suck it during our wildfires because California's a blue state. Told us to go rake our forests.
Yep.
I mean, can you imagine first of all, they're going to blow up NOAA and FEMA in a second Trump administration. And you knew he'd be just vindictive. You knew he would pick and choose and not help blue states or blue areas. Like, everything he's accusing Biden of that, of course, Biden would never do.
Right.
But this started a long time ago. All these Republicans from states that got hit would always vote against aid for blue states, like when Sandy hit.
Right.
Yep.
Right? And then look at Chris Christie, got in trouble politically for taking a picture with President Obama, who came to help after Hurricane Sandy. They've been politicizing this forever.
Republicans vote against it, knowing that the Democrats will come through,
Exactly.
with the
Right.
money.
I'm
so they
tired
do
of
it only
Chris-
for appearances, and
only-
it pisses me off.
Only Democrats respect
Right,
that. Not
exactly.
during a natural
Exactly.
disaster. Not, at the water's edge. That's where
And we
politics
have to
ends.
continue respecting that because we're stuck.
Yeah. I mean, this
they know
one.
how to
Because we
govern,
care.
and they know how to govern.
Right.
Because we care about actual people. I don't
Right.
care what that's why I loved Kamala Harris's line about her years as a prosecutor. I never asked, "Are you Democrat or Republican?" I asked, how
are you doing?
How are you doing? Our friend Brian Tyler Cohen. Democrats in North Carolina filed a bill to extend the voter registration deadline and allow absentee ballots a few more days to arrive in light of the devastation wrought by the hurricane. Republicans unilaterally voted it down, even though Western North Carolina is one of the most Republican voting portions of the state. I mean, that's their only idea is how do we prevent people from voting? I just mailed my ballot yesterday. I got it the day before. I just voted yesterday. And why is every state not like California? First of all, they have all your information, driver's license number. There's no fraud. You get mailed a ballot to your obvious address. It's where you get it. Then you mail it back, and they text you immediately to tell you we got your ballot.
And it's counted.
And then they tell you your ballot's been counted. Or that way you get a notification if whatever
wrong.
you got knocked off the rolls, if your signature doesn't look right. My signature's spazzy as all get
Yeah,
out.
it
as
is.
you
Oh,
know.
mine changes every time I write a check.
Yeah.
I write one check,
Yeah.
and then
You
this
write
next.
checks?
Yes.
Yeah, but you get a chance to cure it because California wants you to vote, regardless of party.
That's how I pay my bills.
I haven't written a check in years.
I prefer it.
Every now and again I have to, and I spilled something in my bag, and so it's all. I have to write over the ridges of the checkbooks, all like was underwater. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think I know where my checkbook is.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I paid it
Oh,
online.
you know, with all the love letters, I should read one hate tweet, but this is unfortunately you get involved as well.
Oh,
Because
God.
you know Thom, that guy.
Oh, that guy.
yeah.
Oh, is this okay?
I love Tom.
Yeah.
Is this the vegan guy?
No, different
No.
guy. That's
Oh,
John.
no,
John
different guy.
Is the
John
vegan
and
guy.
Tom.
Different guy that hates us. I think he's attempting a joke. He said a ditch licker and a dirty caulk sucker walk into a TV studio.
CAULK?
No, that was
Yeah.
that was about you and Bob Seska, not you and Christopher.
Oh. I didn't know what he was, like a caulking gun? He
Yeah.
said-
Yeah.
I see. Or actual caulk on the wall?
Who was using caulk?
Nobody, but he calls Bob apparently a caulk sucker.
Why?
I don't.
And now apparently I look fat today because he left out bulimic in
He
the
did.
in ditch liquor.
did.
Thanks, Thom.
Sorry.
Now that's going to eat at me all day.
Now she's gonna not
already-
eat for a week.
It's like when Rush Limbaugh said I'm a babe on some days and I know what he means and I don't know what he means. All right.
He's already forgotten about me. That's good.
Rush has forgotten about everyone. Oh, not
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, no.
Rush is
Too soon,
no longer
Stephanie.
with us.
Oh, is it?
Too
Is
soon.
it? Is it? Okay. All right, we have a big show coming up. Carl Frisch, Dr. Doom, Stephen Beschloss, and Malcolm Nance to talk about
That's a full
this
show.
Russia story. Yeah, a lot of man meat, a lot of it, a lot
I
of it.
see some ass on your shirt.
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ass.
All right.
There's no denying it, the vibes are really good right now. But vibes alone won't save our democracy. We need votes. At the Grassroots Democrats HQ, we know what it takes to win elections. Knocking doors, making calls, sending texts, and writing postcards. If we're going to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and give them the Democratic Congress to pass their agenda, then we need to roll up our sleeves and talk to a record number of voters between now and November 5th. But let's be clear, we can't do it without you. So, are you ready to work? This is a fight for freedom and our future, and everything is at stake. Don't wake up on November 6th wishing you had done more. Join us. Go to grassrootsdems.org today to sign up to volunteer, and let's go win this thing.